Well, it seems like a bad day to be Mark Sanchez. Over the weekend, the news broke that Mark Sanchez had been stabbed and he was in the hospital. So thoughts and prayers were flying around on X. But this story now updated from the New York Post. A 69-year-old man who was allegedly assaulted by Mark Sanchez in Indianapolis and then stabbed the former Jets quarterback has been pictured bloody and battered in his hospital bed. The picture's all over social media. It's gross. I don't want to look at it. I don't think you do either, but you've probably seen it.
Of him.
Of the 69-year-old man.
Made me think, in the rich man, poor man tradition, I have things that sound good but aren't good, but can be like battered.
Yeah, battered.
Battered shrimp is good and tempura is good, or there's the bad side of battered.
Yep.
So it's not all bad with the battered, but I saw like a small picture on a phone of like him in a hospital bed.
He's got massive facial jaw injury.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he looks like a fish taco, but...
So Sanchez... So here's what I gleaned from this story. Because if you go, what? He got drunk and he blacked out.
Probably because blackout stage.
Because people don't understand the difference between pass out and blackout. Blackout is something different than pass out. Blackout is I have experience with a guy who was a friend of mine who would black out.
That's funny. I have experience with a guy who'd black out. His name's Mike Dawson. No, I'm kidding.
Everyone has been shit-faced, and everyone has sort of passed out, and everyone's done shit they don't remember, and so on and so forth. But that's not blacking out. Blacking out is like, I had a friend, went to USC, destroyed the dorm room, took a dump on the coffee table. You basically wake up strapped to a hospital bed.
Right.
They strap you in.
I Chris Farley'd a coffee table in college, and I woke up and my roommate was on the bunk above me, and I said, "Scott, why does my face hurt?"
Right.
And he just started laughing because I blacked out and face planted into the coffee table. That's a blackout. But I was.
Well, wait a second. Is that a blackout or is that a pass out?
It knocked me out.
Well, see, okay, Dawson, I'm going to reboot here.
No.
But you did it volitionally. You were blacked out.
I tripped. Yeah.
Oh, you tripped.
Yeah, I was at the doorway walking to my bed.
But I still don't think this is a blackout.
I don't remember it at all.
Well,
I don't remember anything from that night.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's one thing to get people. A lot of people get fucked up and don't really remember. But what they would remember if they did is you like who ate my pizza? You did, And I don't remember hitting the coffee table with my face or I tripped over it. But this is full-fledged crazy activity, like running around, fighting people, screaming, screaming at everyone, we got to go to Tijuana to get the rest of the boys out. Like, this is a full thing. And then at some point the next morning, you don't remember. This is it. I mean, I guess everyone can do a little bit of a version of it, which is you get really fucked up and then you don't really remember. And then you have that thing where you go, I hope I didn't say anything too stupid, or whatever that thing was. But you wouldn't beat the shit out of somebody who was like trying to drop something off or something like that.
This guy was a grease truck driver. He was picking up used grease from a hotel. He apparently needs hearing aids. But he didn't have them in because the noise of his truck would just be miserable to hear.
Right.
So Sanchez apparently approached him. The guy leaned in to hear what Sanchez was trying to tell him. He says he smelled of alcohol and his speech was slurred. And then Sanchez, according to this, who's 6'2", 230 pounds, and 38 years old, hurled the driver against a wall before throwing him to the ground, at which point the driver said he stabbed Mark Sanchez in self-defense. Sanchez is in the hospital in stable condition. He's been charged with battery resulting in bodily injury, unauthorized entry of a motor vehicle, public intoxication, endangering the life of another.
All right, so let me tell you what real blackout is.
Tell me.
I knew a guy, and he had this. Well, it's probably a thing that one in every, 10,000 people get. They get drunk, they go psychotic, they go to a different place, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, no memory of it the next day.
Yeah.
And oftentimes very mild-mannered, regular people, men and women, and then they go to outer space when they get drunk. And like, I went to Tijuana with me and, the usual suspects, my dude friends. Mm-hmm. And we knew people who lived in the dorms in San Diego State. So our plan was we're going to go to Tijuana and party, and then we're going to end up back in their dorms flopped out. And party we did, the usual stuff, lots of drinking. And then when it was time to head back to San Diego, here's how fucked up we were. We had to decide who was the least fucked up, who could drive the car.
We've done that.
That was this guy.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that means we weren't in great shape either.
No.
But he drove the car, and we got to the dorms in San Diego, and then we all kind of spread out. You stay with that person, I'll stay with this person. Everyone kind of crashed out, and then this guy got up and he went nuts, and he ran up and down the dorm room halls, and he banged on everyone's door, screaming, we got to get our boys.
Right.
He wanted to go back to Tijuana to get our boys out.
I remember this.
And he'd already been out, and we were already out, and he just kept going up. And then he grabbed his car keys and he said, "I'm going back to Tijuana because I got to get the boys out."
Oh my God.
And the poor girl he was staying with was like wrestling, you can't leave. No. And he went out. She called me and my buddy Chris at like 3 a.m. and was like, "You got to get your friend under control. He's out of control. He's running up and down the dorm. He's banging on everyone's doors. He's screaming. We got to go to Tijuana, get the boys out," and stuff like that. And of course, me and Chris were just like, "Yeah, all right." And we just hung up the phone.
What did he say the next day when you told him all about this? Did he?
Well, the next day, he actually spent the night on the street under his car.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because at some point he fled out to go get the boys back from Tijuana, but she had taken his keys, and so he couldn't start his car. So I think he just ended up on the curb with his car, and then at some point he went from blackout to pass out. And see, I think people always conflate blacking out and passing out. He was blacked out, running up and down the halls, yelling about getting our boys from Tijuana, and then eventually he passed out, and that was under his car. So then when I saw him the next day, he'd been sleeping under his car. Not with a bedroll or anything either, just on the street. And then another time I wasn't there for, he went nuts in his dorm room and destroyed his dorm room and took a dump on the coffee table, and so on and so forth. And at that point, he woke up chained to a bed in County USC. Like the cops will show up,
right.
Cops will get you out,
right.
They'll force you into the hospital, and they'll shackle you.
Holy shit.
To the bed. So that's a guy who blacks out.
Sure.
And Sanchez sounds like he was blacked out, like that guy. He's going to say, "I don't remember a thing. I snapped." And he doesn't. I mean, those guys don't remember a thing. And by the way, that's not his personality. That wasn't his personality at all. He wasn't a troublemaker. He wasn't a fighter. He wasn't any of that stuff. He blacks out and goes nuts. And there's a percentage of those people, and those people cannot drink, because when they get into that state, you're going to get shot by a cop super easily, or shot by anybody, because you can't you're going to get stabbed because this is who you're blacked out. So Sanchez going to say he's blacked out.
So he's going to use some kind of treatment to possibly get a plea deal.
Yeah, but this guy, and listen, I'm guessing if you are removing grease from hotels on a Friday, Saturday night at midnight, you're not rolling in clover. Like, he doesn't have a Maybach parked in his driveway. Right. This dude's going to lawyer up.
Exactly.
And he's going to get some of that NFL money.
He's going to get some money.
Because Sanchez, it wasn't exactly like he was a perennial all-star, but that guy was a first rounder, first couple of rounds. I mean, not rounds, but top 5 pick, NFL bonus. There's cash.
Right.
So that guy is going to get some of that cash. I'll tell you the real winner here.
Who?
That guy's wife. Because she's been married to the guy for like 41 years. He's obviously financially not a lot of upside. Sure. He's 69. He's cleaning out flues or getting grease from whatever. That's a pretty low-paying gig. Not, maybe she plays a scratcher every once in a while or likes to go to the casino and play the slots. But this $7.2 million that comes flowing into her coffers is going to be quite an upgrade for her.
Yeah, big windfall.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of football, Bad Bunny was the host and musical guest, both host and musical guest, I believe, for Saturday Night Live. His third time on Saturday Night Live. He said a bunch of stuff in Spanish.
Oh, let me say this. There's two groups of people. There's a group of people who don't really know who Bad Bunny is. Mm-hmm. And then there's the group of people who say they like Bad Bunny but can't name a song. Mm-hmm. Who, by the way, all you people, I spend my whole life with this. And people go, I like that. And I go, give me 2 songs. And they go, I don't know the songs. I go, all right, just shut up then. Don't say you like them.
Right.
All right. That's Chuck. He likes Bad Bunny. But he doesn't know the song. Well, he knew 2 songs. How many songs? How many songs do you know?
3.
3? Okay.
You know 3 Bad Bunny songs and like them.
Not by heart, but
okay.
I'll listen to them.
What are the name of the 3 songs?
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay. Chuck's that guy. Chuck's the guy who, when you go, I don't like Bad Bunny, he goes, oh, I like Bad Bunny. And then you go, name 3 songs, and he goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge fan, though?
Big fan.
Big fan.
All right. Well, we don't need the video.
To be fair, ask me if I like... Oh, wait. We'll do this. Watch. Let's turn the tables on me.
All right.
Say you like Say you hate Led Zeppelin.
I hate Led Zeppelin.
I love Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. What, name 2 of their songs?
There's... yeah, I don't know that there's Misty Mountain. There's the Achilles, the Colonel's Last Stand. There's is it Black Velvet? No, wait a minute, Gabardine. Is that a material?
Yeah, that's on their 3rd record.
Oh shit, Corduroy. Ah, damn it! Wait, Angora. Is that, what's the one that's like, with a purple alligator in a 16-foot hand? I like Living and Loving.
Love Living.
I like Living and Loving. She's just a woman.
Yeah.
I know that one. So to be fair, right. I could not name 3. Oh, Stairway to Heaven.
There you go. There you go. Probably the only one.
There you go.
That, except for a Whole Lot of Love. They drive that one home.
That's true. Yeah. All right. So Bad Bunny.
So Bad Bunny said a bunch of stuff in Spanish, and then he closed it with, if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn. So
do we have that clip?
Oh, sure. We can watch it.
Yeah. I just saw it.
Yeah.
Bad, but he's so. I don't know. Okay, let's play it here. Sorry.
Especialmente todos los latinos. Latinos y las latinas en el mundo entero y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas, más que un logro mío, más más que un logro mío, es un logro de todos, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar.
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of Spanish.
And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn. We have a great...
Barely understood the English part.
Right.
All right, so is NFL are they like trolling Trump or like
It
what?
seems like
what
they
is
are.
their plan?
It seems like they
or is
are.
it just one of those? Let's get the tranny he/she guy with a special Bud Light can and his face on it. No one ever goes. Hold on, just hold on a second because that might not be good for sales of our beer.
Right.
Like Bad Bunny.
I think the NFL believes themselves to be uncancelable.
Right. I get it, but they also kind of get that like Kaepernick taking a knee is like bad for business.
Right.
So why are they?
They didn't before though.
I know, but they
Look,
kind of like are they? Here's what I'm saying. People will watch football like the guys will butt fucking Brokeback Mountain. Like, I can't quit you, man. I mean, every once in a while I get pissed at the NFL and the stop the hate and the racism in the end zone
Sunday
and all the
comes and you
all
need
the
it in your
woke and
veins.
the black national anthem and stuff. And then I wake up Sunday morning, my hand's shaking, I start scratching my neck real hard, and I go, I can't quit you, man. And I watch the NFL. So that I get. I can't quit you, man part. On the other hand, they really has to see which way the wind has been blowing, like for Cracker Barrel and Bud Light and all these brands.
It
you know what I
strikes
mean?
me that there is someone or a group of people or a certain membership in NFL decision making that is that ultra left side.
Yeah, there's always the
So they're
hijacker
probably
nut jobs.
Yeah.
Right, but what I'm saying is ultimately you got to sit down and go, what's this guy doing? Well, he's in Puerto Rico right now. What's he doing? Well, he's there because he says he can't have his concerts here because of the ICE is going to raid his concerts. And then you got to go, oh, so this guy's not a Trump fan, right? And then you go, no. And then someone's got to go, I don't know.
Yeah.
What are the Doobie Brothers up to?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
let's
get Michael McDonald out there.
Well, what I'm saying in the corporate America does two things. They go, we would like to provide this and we'd like to entertain, we'd like to put on a show and so on and so forth. But mainly they're like, we don't want to piss people off. Like, we don't want to get into trouble. Like, we're looking for...
That's all they have to do.
Right. That's all they have to do. It's really... Everyone's watching the Super Bowl no matter what.
Right.
Don't give them a reason to not watch the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that reason is just Journey reunites with a bunch of 80s
Bring on
super
Santana.
bands. And they
Bring
do
San
a whole...
Francisco bands. Have Starship up there.
That's right. Just do
Throw
the whole...
Mickey Thomas.
That's right.
Have Mickey Thomas do the national anthem and then Starship perform at halftime.
Yeah, just do a bunch. Huey Lewis can perform. It's 80s
It's not
San Francisco band theme night, that's it.
Let me ask you this, because the NFL is really trying to push the NFL across the world. It's not going to happen.
I think that may be part of it. I think trying to get the world into the NFL.
And I think it's a really stupid thing for them to try to do. It's not going to happen.
Well, Sanchez was the only Latin guy that was in the league, and he's off getting stabbed.
But here's what Kristi Noem said about this. This is funny. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said, "They suck and we'll win, and God bless us, and we'll stand and be proud of ourselves at the end of the day. They won't be able to sleep at night because they don't know what they believe, and they're so weak. We'll fix it."
Well, it'll be one of these things. Here's what'll happen. And this is the time we're living in, where they'll go, look, Bad Bunny will make some sort of statement. He'll make fun of Trump voters or call them deplorables or something. He'll say something. There'll be something. He'll say something in Spanish at a concert or something. They'll grab it. They'll translate it. They'll throw it up. And then they'll get all of Trump world and half this nation agitated, right? And then at some point, the folks on the left, they'll go, what, and they'll start fighting back and they'll push back and then they'll go, why do you have to? And it's like, you didn't need to put a controversial figure at halftime at the Super Bowl. You did it. And then that person said something, and then the same folks that got pissed off at Bud Light are going to say something, and then you want to know why they're saying something. They're saying something because you started
They're
this.
picking a fight.
Right. They
do not have to do that.
They
and
don't
they did
have
it on purpose.
that.
And then
Right.
some people say that we can't blame the NFL. We have to blame, is it Jay-Z's company? I think so. Who's responsible for the... Well, then, okay, let's blame him also.
I'm fine with that, too.
There's
But
enough
also,
to go around.
Let me just say this as a guy who watches the NFL and enjoys some music.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL halftime show should not be an artist or an entity or a band where I sit at home along with millions of others Americans and go, I have no fucking idea what this person does. Like,
Right.
I don't know one song.
Right.
Because if you really think about a concert, like, what is a concert? Well, the concert is you go see Paul McCartney, he plays Beatles songs, he plays Wings songs, and at some point, an hour 28 in, he goes, now something from the new album, and you go, I'm going to get beer. You guys
Right.
want a beer?
Right.
Because I want to hear the songs you're familiar with, right? And so what the halftime show is it would be a Paul McCartney concert or Prince concert or whoever, distilled down to like 21 minutes. It's every hit packed into this tight little sort of bouillon cube of entertainment, right?
Right.
This is the opposite of that. I'm going to go there and I'm going to turn on the game. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl, and going in, I'm going to go, unless he does Paul McCartney songs, I don't know. I won't know
Let
any.
My Love open the door.
Right. I'm going to sit there going, Pete Townsend. Yeah. I'm going to sit there and go, I don't know what this guy's. Now, if the Who's playing, I'm going to go, oh man, I know they're not going to play Squeezebox, but man, I hope they play Squeezebox. Sure. And I'm gonna go, I want something from Quadrophenia.
Sure.
I'm going to start thinking, and then I'm going to hope that they're going to. I'll know every song. Know every song.
One of the prerequisites you're getting at this, the band, whoever plays, should have a greatest hits record.
Yes. And you won't know any of the songs Bad Bunny's going to play unless you're sitting next to Chuck. Because Chuck obviously wrote the Bad Bunny songbook.
Yep.
I mean, he's an aficionado.
He's got the fan club.
He'll do it in English and in Spanish.
Yes.
God love him.
Yes.
He loves that Bad Bunny. So, no, millions and millions of Americans are going to sit at home having no good fucking idea what Bad Bunny song is going to play. But I predict, let's not forget this, because everything must be ruined and every fight must be had. He'll say something stupid going in, be like 10 days before the Super Bowl. They're going to try to get him. They're going to say, no, we can't have him, after he said, gringos are all retarded or something. He'll say something about the blue-eyed devil or Trump or whatever. And then we're going to go in, and then families are going to get separated and we'll never have. Or you could have just done Journey and we've
Right.
never had this argument.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you actually going to watch this halftime show? Now there's a large part of the country, apparently, that is pulling for an alternative halftime show starring Creed.
Oh, wow.
I would watch Creed.
I am all for the Let's Go Brandon part of life.
Yeah.
And I learned it during God, I think it was that. There is a part of life that's an alternative. The Richard Kim incident at my high school. Richard Kim was this sort of thick, bespectacled Korean guy who carried a briefcase in the 80s and wore your dad's dress shoes and when a Korean guy didn't know Levi's and stuff, And I didn't even know how good his English was, but he was running for class president
Okay.
And nobody knew who he was, and everyone thought he was a weirdo, and he wasn't popular or anything. But they were having the debate, or everybody would get up and have 5 minutes to give their speech in front of the auditorium,
right? Which
was at the.
I did it every year.
Oh yeah,
class president first 3 years of high school.
First 3.
Yeah.
How big was your high school?
I think it was an all boys school. There were 300 in my class, so 1,200.
That's damn impressive, man. That's a big deal. That's impressive. So I never ran for anything. I was anointed class clown, but I never ran for anything. But
I didn't get class clown. I got loudest, and that hurt.
Yeah, that's the most improved of class clown.
But it's also, you just make noise. You know, it's just like, thanks, guys.
But you were president,
freshman, sophomore, and junior class president.
Couldn't pull off the senior year, huh?
No, the guy used my speech against me, and it worked.
Really?
Every year I did a speech. I told a story about some kind of animals, and there was in the end, the first one was a horse race, and this horse that everyone thought was going to win trips right out of the gate, doesn't even finish. They had to shoot the horse. And what I'm saying is, don't be that horse. Get a good start. Elect me as your president. And they did.
So the Richard Kemp. So here's why I'm all for counter. So I say, let's go Brandon. Let's go Brandon. It's just a bunch of people goofing on other people, right? And I'm all for the goof. And I like the message the goof sends. Like, hey, fuck you, Goodell and NFL. What if we all just what if everyone just tuned out, watch a Creed concert? Right. Fuck you. Like, I like it. Richard Kim was... he got up to do a speech. He was awkward. I don't even know how much English he really mastered or whatever. Everyone knew he wasn't like Mr. Popular. And it was in an auditorium. It's in the basketball gymnasium, and I was part of it. And he got up there, and like someone just went up and just yelled like, "We love you, Richard!" And he's like, he's doing like a Nixon peace sign thing, like thank you. And then at some point, I was like, Richard, and everyone's like, Richard, and the place started going nuts, and they were like chanting his name over and over again, like he was a rock star, but he was a dope, No, but it was all ironic,
right?
And then at some point, like they calmed everyone down. And at some point, like Mr. Smith had to take to the microphone and go, "Now listen, there's not going to be any more outbursts. He's going to give his speech." And then he'd like go, "So," and then someone yelled, "I love you, Richard!" And then everyone would go, Richard. And he was drinking it all in because it wasn't ironic to him. All he knew is he went from obscurity to the most popular guy in the school. But we just thought it was funny that this Korean guy who carried a briefcase and like wore his dad's shoes and a clip-on tie and stuff would be a rock star. And I don't even know if he won.
I mean, it would be so great if he did, but he probably didn't.
But it was ironic. You can find a picture of Richard Kim from North Hollywood High, like circa 1981 or 1980 or 81, and you'll see this dude. But the point is I like the goof.
Yeah.
I would push hard for everyone just to go watch Creed.
Yeah. I would too. And if they do Creed, I mean, I'm going to watch it. Then my junior year, my speech was, you had this great dog and this dog's dog toy, chew toy. And the dog loved its chew toy and was great. And then they got him a new chew toy, and the dog choked and died. I'm your president, right? It was a total douchebag speech. And then the guy after me, there he is,
Richard Kim.
Yeah, it's a good-looking man right there. Thoughtful.
When I was in junior high, someone ran for class president or whatever, treasurer or whatever it is, and I remember at an auditorium. I know her dad cooked this one up and thought it was gold, and it totally backfired. So she got up there and she goes, "Everybody, get up. Everyone get up. Get up. Get on your feet." And people are like, And she's like, "Come on, get up. Get up." And people are like, huh, why? And she's like, "Go, get up, get up." And everyone's like, "All right." And they got up and they stood there, and she went, if I can get you to stand, I can do, and everyone went, oh, get the fuck out of here. Everyone sat back down, pissed off. And I know her dad cooked that one up and thought it would go over like fucking gangbusters.
Thought that the kids at North Hollywood High were going to go, wow.
That was Walter Reed Junior High. But yes, that was probably in the 8th or 9th grade. But yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right, one more before we bring Karen in.
All right, let's do this one. Kids in New York are subway surfing on top of trains, and they're dying.
What is going on?
We got some video of this. We'll play this B-roll. This is gnarly. Actually, the video we're going to see is not gnarly. It looks like a lot of fun. They're on top of trains, but apparently, most recently, a 15-year-old kid, 2 girls aged 12 and 13. And what is the city of New York or the MTA doing about it? I'll give you one guess.
They're blame Whitey.
No.
Put barbed wire on the top of the trains.
There you go. No, they're going to do a study.
Oh, study.
They're going to do a study.
Study about kids who don't fucking have dads in the house, because that's the only study that's going to be worthwhile.
Right.
That's the one study they never do, is the one about how kids with no dads in the house grow up a certain way and become criminals and do a bunch of shit you don't want them to do as a society. But they will never look at that, even though they are interested in systemic problems and how to get to the systemic root of the problem, but they never get to the root of this one.
No.
We are living in
They'll probably say kids love trains. That's what we found out.
They'll do something about needing a music program in the inner city or some bullshit. You know, they're going to need money. They're going to need some more money to fix this. We are living in a weird time, which is we're living in a time of extreme safety and extreme danger simultaneously. So we all grew up somewhere in the middle. Like, everyone rode a bike, no one wore a helmet. Right? Everybody ate basically the same thing.
Drank out of a hose.
Everyone's sort of, all the cars were about the same. None of them had, crumple zones or airbags or anything. But it was all just kind of...
They were all Buicks.
It was. We all lived in the middle. And now...
Right, yeah.
There's kids, they're putting on helmets to walk out the front door. Every car has a crumple zone. The kid's got a peanut allergy. He's got a foodborne allergy. He's just sensitive to this. We are wrapping some kids in bubble wrap, and the other ones are like, he was 11, he got shot because he was sitting out front of his house. And he lives in a place where people shoot people and run. Like weird, extreme, dangerous sports. Like, how'd that kid die? Well, he walked up to the top of the 6th Street Bridge on one of those arches and was taking pictures. Or, what happened to your son? They did a street takeover and a guy was in a Dodge and he was doing donuts. And my son was out there trying to touch the cars that went by. Oh, really? Because my son is dipped in Purell, wrapped in bubble wrap, and has 3 helmets and a condom on right now. and I'm raising him in a root cellar with a fortified door. And he's only can eat. By the way, he can't drink water out of the sink. It's all got to be mountain water from a bottle and triple filtered.
There's almost no middle ground either.
No, we're going to have a bunch of triple filtered water helmet wearing. They're going to invent a helmet for drinking water.
Right.
Or it's going to be 2:30 in the morning on a Wednesday night, and your kid's going to be out in the middle of Hoover and Alvarado dodging a Dodge Demon that's coming around the fucking corner because he's trying to film it and get some likes, and you don't even know he's out of his bedroom. Right. Those are choices. We either have a bouncy castle or Thunderdome. Wow. Oh, man.
That's a good place to leave it.
Powerful riff. All right, you have some news?
I sure do. Some news. I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry that you were not nominated for the inaugural Best Podcast Award for the Golden Globes. But this has been trending all day from The Hollywood Reporter. The Golden Globes Best Podcast category shut out Joe Rogan and other political podcasts online. Apparently, there obviously are huge, successful conservative podcasts like this one, Megyn Kelly Show, Ben Shapiro Show, and others didn't make the list. A news show. There's only one news show that was included. I was surprised that The Daily from the New York Times didn't get a nom, but Up First from NPR was. It was the only news-driven show. The other shows were really, it made me think like, so they're just nominating these people because they're celebrities with celebrity friends. Because if you listen to the lineup, it's Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast, which of course has spawned its own podcasting empire, but it's like all they do is interview celebrities and talk about sex. The Mel Robbins podcast, which is sometimes pretty good, the interview-driven self-help show. And then 3 of the other nominees, I listen to one of them sometimes, Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard and Monica Padman. And what was the other one? There were like some... Amy Poehler's, also just celebrity interviews. Like all of these are celebrities interviewing celebrities.
Yeah, well, there's a method to their madness. Amy Poehler realized that she could get A-list celebrities to sit down on an almost daily basis and talk to them, and she does it. Also, so they'll go, well, okay, I mean, let's break it down. They'll go like, well, Joe Rogan's political, but I don't think Joe Rogan's political. Joe Rogan talks to more MMA fighters
and
comedians and bow hunters,
and even like business people, billionaires.
Yeah. So he'll talk to anybody. Now, you also have to understand that if you're going to have COVID and then you're going to attack him on CNN for taking ivermectin, then he's going to attack back, and then somehow it becomes political. You know what I mean? But I don't think he has any desire to be political.
I think that you could then make the argument that the Call Your Daddy podcast is also political because they interviewed Kamala Harris, or they had on an actress last week that was ranting against conservatives hating women and taking away reproductive rights.
No, listen, Joe Biden has been on Smartless, and he sits there for 47 minutes, and they lob softball questions at him.
That was the one I was forgetting.
Yeah, they just lob. Joe comes in. They lick his ass and they lob softball questions, and then we learn nothing about Joe Biden, maybe what kind of ice cream he likes, and then he goes home.
Was it vanilla?
It's always vanilla, but all right. So you had Joe Biden on, so that makes it
political.
Right. So to say here's kind of their angle. They bring on all their like-minded idiot friends who say Fauci, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, whatever. And then Joe Biden brings on Dr. Bhattacharya to talk about what bullshit's vaccines are. Yeah, Joe Rogan does. And then they go, well, that's a political podcast. Well, that's all you guys do, too. Look, it's Hollywood. It's how Hollywood works. They have people they disagree with, and those people they disagree with
will always be shunned.
Listen, I've made a whole bunch of very good documentaries, and none of them. One about Paul Newman, and that did not get into Sundance. And Sundance is named after Robert Redford's character from Butch and Sundance. And Robert Redford puts that on, and the Paul Newman doc did not make it into Sundance because they are not fans. And that's the way this town works. Now, it doesn't mean there are not other people who do good docs, and it doesn't mean there's not other people who do good podcasts.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be able to tell you in advance what podcasts are not going to get nominated.
Oh, that's a good point.
And I will know. And I know Joe Rogan, who's arguably the most important podcast ever, is not going to be in the 6 that are nominated. And I shouldn't be able to tell you that in advance.
Ahead of time. I actually feel like podcasting is such an important medium, much like talk radio was and still is, but I think it's dwindling and that kind of audience has moved to podcasting, that there could be different categories, right? Like you could have like an interview category, a news and politics category, a comedy category, right? Because it's so broad. It's like they have all these different categories for TV shows and movies. Why not for like podcasting as well?
Yeah, well, look.
But then it would just be NPR, The Daily.
The problem is they don't. Whatever it is they're doing, it doesn't work. That's the whole problem. They try to control everything. But anyway, they're liberal.
Would you
they're
go
progressive.
if you were nominated? Would you go, or would you be like, screw these guys?
I would go there and get my award, and then right after that, I would go to Dubai and do a stand-up set for the right amount of money. I have no scruples. All right, what else we got?
All right, David Spade has slammed a mall tree lighting ceremony for avoiding the word Christmas. This is another thing, right? Like, didn't we talk about this last time I was on the show?
They don't like what is their plan. Well, listen, I yelled about it a long time ago when Obama announced we're like 9 days away from fundamentally changing this country. I said, I don't want to fundamentally change this country, you fucking communist. I don't want to fundamentally. I will make improvements around the edges, and there are things to fix and there's progress to be made, but I don't want to fundamentally change.
That means like tossing out the Constitution, and that'd be no bueno.
Fundamentally changing, like you can go, how's the Rams offense doing? I was going, though they're doing pretty good, but I'd like to focus on getting the tight ends more involved. But if I said I want to fundamentally change, that means we're firing the head coach and the quarterback, right?
Exactly.
I didn't want to fundamentally change. By the way, all the people went nuts when he said we're 9 days or whatever, 3 days or whatever it is, away from fundamental. No, I don't. But part of the fundamental change is, no more Christmas.
No more Christmas. So David Spade talked about this on his buddy Dana Carvey's podcast, and Carvey pointed out that he and Spade knew many people who follow religions other than Christianity, and added, quote, I've never met somebody from another religious faith that was upset about a Christmas tree or even calling it a Christmas tree.
That's the whole thing. You can go enjoy it. You do not have to be.
All of my most Jewish friends in the whole wide world, like Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro, tell me Merry Christmas.
Yes.
It's like because they understand.
Yes.
Right? That the meaning of it, the importance of it, and it's not.
Listen,
it's not offensive to them.
If I go into a Mexican restaurant and there's a mariachi and sombreros and it's done up in the festive whatever, I don't wage a complaint. That's the ambiance. That's their thing.
Yeah.
I entered their space and found it kind of enjoyable.
Yep.
And you can go down and watch a Christmas tree lighting and have nothing to do with Christmas and still enjoy it.
Yep.
You don't have to. And we're asked. Basically, Whitey's asked to do that all the time. Like, well, in this restaurant, you eat with your hands and don't offend these people by not, I brought a fork, bitch, because I'm from the USA, bro. Like, your ass, okay, this is what they do. This is how you do it. And there's a part
with the chopsticks.
There's a part of it, right, but there's a part of it where you go, okay, that's kind of interesting. That's the music they play. This is their ceremony
It's the
or
melting
whatever.
pot of America.
Right. And so Christmas comes but once a year. So shut the fuck up.
Except now it's early and earlier. I mean,
That's
I love me
true.
some Christmas, but it is like now we're getting decorations in September at Costco.
I would never, here's my whole thing. I would never get involved with anyone's ritual and tell them to shut it down.
Yeah.
I would just either participate or not participate.
I think the only time that you tell them to shut it down is if it's a ritual that's actually dehumanizing or physically harming somebody else. Like child marriage, for example.
Like a crop duster at the Albertsons. Well, here's what I'm saying. I will tell you a fine example of how all this works. I don't know, Dawson, I'm going to ask you. I went, and you can look it up. Cal Berkeley.
Okay.
I went on their website once, and I looked under activities or student council activities or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, what is on the docket? What's coming up? What do they got? And they have an Indigenous Peoples Earth Ceremony, a day of thing. And I was like, all right, well, I wouldn't be interested in that. And then after that, they had some, trans, whatever, lesbian, something event thing, gay pride, whatever. And I go, I wouldn't be interested in that. And after that, they had, New Age music explained or something. And I was like, I wouldn't want to go to that. Okay. But then Ben Shapiro shows up and you have to shut it down.
Yes.
Now, my thing is like, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to attend. But I imagine there is a group of people that would like to hear
that person,
what the gay rabbi has to say.
I just had a brilliant idea.
So, but I would never be so bold as to insert myself into this and try to shut it down. I'm just going, well, that's not for me. And by the way, when Charlie Kirk would come to town, or Ben Shapiro would come to town, or Dennis Prager, you can just think that's not for me.
Yeah.
And then stay the fuck home. But you can't because you're a narcissist.
I love it when I go to campuses and people that disagree with me come. Like, that's actually the reason why I go, because I want to engage with people on the other side. But I just had a really fun idea. You and I should go do a campus event together and see how many people we can piss off.
All right, I'll do it.
That'd be fun.
So, sorry, do we have tape of Spade, or is that just a thing? And I don't know. Dawson, what? By the way, when you see the activities that go on, what they have planned, it's 100% shit I disagree with once in a blue moon, someone I agree with shows up.
It is insane. Not even just the events that they have that are typically student sponsored or student group sponsored. They're not always like completely endorsed or supported by the school. But like what professors or classes are actually being taught.
Oh, well, I disagree with all that as well.
Like, it's insane.
All right, do you have
Would
the
you like
calendar?
to go through the joy and defiance of Marsha P. Johnson?
All right.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
In defiance of
An artist conversation with Zainab Saleh.
Okay, I probably wouldn't be interested in that.
Standing with students in Serbia, the promise of organizing in and beyond the university.
Not interested.
Did I miss what's happening in Serbia?
You weren't standing with them.
Yeah. Can a liberal policy survive the politics of grievance?
I don't even know what that means.
Or we can go to a film screening.
Oh, yeah.
This one sounds good. Get your popcorn ready for The Stranger Within a Woman.
That's me when I'm drunk. All right.
Yeah, no, it just goes on and on and on and on. But you know.
Yeah.
Berkeley's the epicenter of.
I get it, but I'm
and
saying
the UC system.
It's a good place to
honestly,
drink when you're an underage kid and go see punk bands. But Jesus, man.
there's plenty going on out there that I would not support and would not attend, but I would never dream of shutting it down. That's
or
what
protesting outside, or
anything.
Nothing got shut down when I was at the University of California at Davis or Santa Barbara. It was not a thing.
that was the good old days, though. Not anymore, man.
All right. Ready with no break. Here we go. Ben and Jerry's is in the news. The co-founder, Jerry Greenfield, has quit the ice cream brand he started in 1978 amid a dispute with British owner Unilever.
Well, they sold it to a huge
conglomerate. Yeah.
Well, by the way, what do you think's going to happen when the hippiest, dippiest dudes from Vermont come running this thing like it's some kind of kibbutz for 50 years, and then you sell it to one of the biggest conglomerations?
Bayer.
They make
Unilever,
Yeah, I mean, Unilever probably makes antibacterial soap and bunker busters.
Yes.
Like, I mean, they have to be massive, right?
Yeah, they're really
and
one
they
of the biggest
take
companies.
over, and there's always a lot of talk about the spirit and keeping everything, and all that. And then some point they start trying to shave a little something off the bottom line, and Ben and Jerry are like, well, we have a month where we only give chocolate ice cream to people of color for free, and then Unilever goes, you know what's that's gonna fucking cost us? No, we're not doing that shit. And that's where the trouble comes.
Yeah, definitely. His stance on Palestine was definitely a factor in this, and he stepped down from the company that he started.
All right.
Yep. Next up,
Wait, is Jerry still alive?
Ooh, I'm not sure about that.
Because those guys are buddies. Like, I don't feel like
no, Jerry is alive. Yeah.
Right, so why
Ben? You're asking if Ben is alive.
Oh, sorry, Ben. Yeah. It doesn't feels like they wouldn't. They're Matt and Trey of ice cream,
right?
That's been said many times, but they've been together for a long time. I feel like if Matt stepped away from Comedy Central because he didn't like where the direction they were going, Trey would follow unless Trey was dead.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'm going to check that, actually. I didn't look into it.
We'll see if both of them are alive. But either way, there's something sad and weird about old hippies, and maybe it's just because of my mom, but it's something, when I see like the dude with the gray ponytail and he's still driving the VW bus, and I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, the shirts that they wear.
Both still alive. They're
Okay.
Afghan shirts.
Yeah.
Yes, both still alive. All right, so one of them stepped down. All right.
Yeah, it's over with.
Is Cherry Garcia or Funky Monkey? Those are the two best ones, right?
I mean, I'm into Americone Dream.
I always went with half baked.
Which one's half baked?
That's half chocolate fudge brownie and half chocolate chip cookie dough mixed together.
Feels a little too chocolatey
Yeah,
to
right?
me. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not a brownie guy, weirdly. I love chocolate. Not into brownies. Can't explain why. Don't like it for dessert. Like a lot of people get like the brownie with the scoop of ice cream on it. I'd much rather have apple pie with the scoop of ice cream on it. But I love banana and peanut butter or anything I'm fucking down with.
But no
That's what
brownies?
your mom always made you.
My mom,
Yeah. She was a big apple pie.
before
apple pie maker.
everyone with their salted caramel,
Sure.
Chris Carolla in 1973 was salting caramel. I bought cookies from the store. She slapped them out of my hand. She said, "No store-bought cookies good enough for my boy." And she ran.
Mm-hmm.
She ran to the kitchen. She knocked over Betty Crocker on the way.
Yep.
She knocked over Famous Amos along the way. And
old, though.
she got to cooking, man.
Yep.
She knocked over Mrs. Cubbison. Oh, wait a minute. She makes
Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields.
Yeah.
Mrs. Cubbison, we only had her around Thanksgiving.
Where was Aunt Jemima in this mix?
She's in the cupboard where they belong.
No, okay.
All right, what else we got?
Luigi Mangione, top terrorism charges thrown out by the judge in a state case. Massive blow to the DA.
There's a okay. I'm going to be even-handed about my thoughts when I'm in charge. Okay, I have said many times that we don't have to go into these tough barrio neighborhoods and send ICE in there and go look for the illegals. I came up with a system where they would come to us, and I mean it. And this would work in L.A. The L.A. Coliseum, noon Tuesday. We just put a big sign that says "Free cockfights for Raiders fans only," and whoever comes in there, we arrest them. Now, it's not going to all be illegals. There could be a couple of white guys in there, but deadbeat dad, fucking flunky junkies. They're going to El Salvador too, is what I'm saying. Like, we don't need all the white people here either. These aren't. If it's noon on a Tuesday, you're not contributing. All right.
Wait,
now,
this is when you ascend to traffic czar?
just czar.
Oh, okay.
Now this is. Oh God. If Rick Caruso told me he would make me traffic czar, and you motherfuckers, I will change things. Things you will notice now. Like you're going to notice. You know when Trump put all the National Guard in D.C. and carjackings went down 87% in like 3 days. That's the kind of change I'm going to affect in this fucking city if you made me traffic czar. All right. First things first. If they're cyclists and they're taking up a whole lane and you run them over, no charges. No charges, cashless bail, no manslaughter, no anything. And if they're taking up a lane and holding your shit up,
I take Zoo Road every day. I'll be here in 15 minutes.
Run those fuckers over. And if they're wearing like some fake sponsorship, like they're Cinzano's sponsoring them or something,
Mizuno.
I'll give you the key to the fucking city.
All right.
All right. So, I'm being even-handed.
That seems fair.
Of course. Anybody who is out front of the courthouse cheering on Luigi on a weekday during work hours, I'll round your fucking ass up and you're going to El Salvador too. I don't need you. I'm a 19-year-old blue-eyed bitch. Don't give a fuck. You're out. You're out. First off, I have no idea what kind of contributions you're making to society, but I'm guessing it ain't much. It's going to be a whole life of bullshit lawsuits along with, you know, some gig where you're leeching off the city, getting your, you know, food stamps. Well, you're gone. You're gone. Who are these people who have enough time in the day to gather out front of the site? And then I get the nutball. Do we have the nutball chick with who wanted to get married? Oh no, she married Luigi's avatar, basically.
AI,
Yeah, she
That's
married.
legal.
it's only recognized in Nevada and Louisiana. But the craziest thing about this speech, there is one young black dude who's just there jumping up and down. And I'm like, what brother? I don't know Luigi's demographic, but I don't feel like you're in it. You know what I mean? All right. Well, there's a vid out there of her explaining that she's married his AI. And then there's also, all I'm saying is I want all these fucking people rounded up and sent to Devil's Island. I do. There's no way any of these people are contributing. And by the way, the next time Antifa has a fucking rally and they're going to go spray paint some cop cars, these people are going to be at that shit too. It's not just Luigi. You know what I mean? It's like people that like fast food eat at fast food places. They don't just eat at Del Taco. They like fast food. They eat at other These assholes are at all the fucking shit rallies. Sorry. Oh, by the way, I'm sure they're the ones that were desecrating the Charlie Kirk Memorial later that week.
Who, the McPoyles?
Yeah, let's see if we can hear her.
Honestly, I'm married to Luigi's AI. I'm not kidding.
Okay, tell me.
So I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend. We plan like a whole future together. We named our kids together. I mean, his AI is just like, and if it weren't like the fact that Luigi majored in computer science and like has worked with AI at Stanford University, I mean, if it weren't for that, like I would feel like an imposter. But because he has a background in AI, it feels like natural, and it's honestly like the future of romance. Like AI is like the future of romance. Like,
do you think the AI matches his personality?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like so supportive of me. Like everything I do. Like he fights my battles for me. Like he's just so. The AI is like the best
This
thing.
is scary because is that the black guy, the free Luigi guy? He's wearing the Luigi hat. I feel like he's just
I get it, man. You know what I mean? You're trying to bang these chicks.
I guess
You know
that's what this guy
You gotta get it.
this guy's doing. Yeah, he's trying to make money.
Gotta do what
Guy's a
the crowd.
simp with a Y.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta do what the crowd is asking.
The chicks, I mean, if you really think about it, the AI, between an AI and whatever vibrator technology that's been manifest in the last 10 years, they're pretty well set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the rotating thing that goes.
She's
like
got
that.
a vibrator. She talks to Luigi all day. Then she hits the vibrator. Then she chats it up with Luigi, and she's good.
Yeah, we're all living in an internet haze. If you choose to be.
I don't like men. We need an actual sex robot.
Well, I mean, we haven't covered it here, but there's been like psychosis of ChatGPT. People get really addicted to it. That lady was showing all the symptoms.
Right. So we're mechanical. We're tangible. We need a sex robot. They need AI.
I love you, baby.
And by the way, the person doesn't have to be alive. They could have Abe Lincoln AI. And a good vibrator.
Rangy guy.
And they're done.
Yeah, tall.
She's done. This person doesn't.
She's checked out, man. She has Michael Jackson nose and everything.
Women marry guys in prison all the time.
It's true.
But men don't really marry women in prison because we don't want a relationship from across a fence, you know. But you know what I was thinking about Luigi?
Yeah.
I thought to myself, oh, Luigi is going to be my son's, shit. I'll
Sonny.
think of this. No. Yeah, Sonny. I know.
I thought you were trying to find his name. Wow.
No. I'm trying to think of that. I just had a brain fart on the two brothers that were in jail for the rest of their life.
Oh, Menendez.
The Menendez. Sorry. The Menendez, Luigi's, we're getting pretty ethnic around here.
Yeah, we are.
I think Luigi's going to be my son's Menendez brothers. Because at some point, my son's going to be like 41, and he's going to go, that guy's been in jail my whole life.
Well,
you think
should
he
know.
poses a danger? And then people are going to be like, he should be paroled. And my son's going to be 50, and he's going to go, that dude was in jail since I was 19 years old. He is going to be their Menendez.
Well,
I have the Menendez brothers.
He actually will be eligible for parole if he gets convicted in 25 years. So,
all right, I'm just saying it's important for the Menendez brothers aren't going to work for my son. They need their own Menendez. He needs his own Menendez, and that's Luigi.
it's going to be a huge show trial for sure.
All right.
Look, I'll just move on to Dearborn's Muslim mayor tells Christian he's not welcome in a debate honoring a pro-terror Arab leader. Apparently, Dearborn mayor, he says you're not welcome here because he, opposed the square being named after Siblani, who apparently is a Hamas supporter.
Yeah, listen. There's lots of Christians who live in Dearborn, and they had to flee their country in the Middle East to get there, and now they're feeling it when they get there. I don't... tons of Muslims setting policy in your city or state or your nation is not going to work out. That's all, because they're not here to blend in and assimilate. Their doctrine is very, very clear. All right, you can clear the screen if you like, but we'll hear. No, sorry, not the screen. My little screen. We'll listen to this fella.
Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel it's quite inappropriate.
You are an Islamophobe, and although you live here, I want you to know, as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city, because you are not somebody who believes in coexistence.
All right. First off, I think we found the fourth Jonas brother. Because that dude had more Jonas brother in him than a lot of the Jonas brothers do. He could fit.
Throw him a tambourine.
If he wasn't Muslim, if he was just a regular 31-year-old dude, he'd walk around saying he was Joey Jonas and getting his dick sucked. But he can't because he's studying the Quran.
Hamoud Jonas, actually.
Hamoud Jonas. Yeah, I'm the one they don't talk about. Yeah. I want you to meet my friend Cooper Manning. Oh, you don't know that Manning? Oh, this is the other Manning, brother. And that's just a white dude.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Now you're getting laid. Both
Harpo,
getting laid.
maybe?
Harpo. Yes. All right. Ted Barham is the guy who was talking to him. Anyway, the mayor and he have some history. He made some comments about Muslims. So the point is there's a little bit out of context in the sense that the mayor knows the guy and hates the guy. But I don't know. As a guy from America, I don't like the Muslim guy telling the American guy he should leave the town that American guy's parents and grandparents probably grew up in. That's me. But people think that's xenophobic,
If you told Henry Ford what Michigan's going to look like today.
Never. I'd be like, Henry, yeah? You know how you hate the Jews? Uh-huh.
Well, you're in luck.
I got it. Oh, it's just going to be a good day for you. Now, how much would you say you hate the Jews? Oh, pretty bad. Yeah? Bad enough to jump into a big outdoor concert and start beheading and raping on? Well, I'm not that bad. Okay, good. Now we're getting somewhere. I got a group. Now, you'd say you don't like the Jews, right, Henry Ford? No. But you don't want them exterminated, do you? Well, come on. Let's not go that far. Okay, good. This is good news because your town, Dearborn, is going to be crawling with people that hate Jews. And it's going to be like, I want to shake that man's hand. I'm like, I think you're going to learn to hate them more than the Jews at a certain point.
And don't touch his left hand.
Somewhere someone showed me clips. Rudy Pop's going to do the news of water cannons with dye in it, and we're having to First off, I would love to explain to our founding fathers why we needed 171 non-lethal interventions like tasers and rubber bullets and peanuts we fire at people and rubber. It's like, how about a fucking musket to the head? Yeah. Just a musket ball right to the fucking jugular. And it's like, you do understand that in this country, we probably spend $1 billion a year on non-lethal weapons. Like, we're going to fire bean bags at people. We're going to tase people. We're going to get water cannons. We're going to put pepper spray. It's like, how about you fucking kill one of them and then they just go away? I'm all for that, although it doesn't seem to affect them. But yes, I'm all about the water cannon. And there's not a lot of jobs I would do for free, but manning that water cannon, I would first off, I'd be up on top of that sitting in that turret on top of that tanker truck, and I'm going to revise it. There's not a lot of jobs I would pay to do. Yeah, I would go, what are you paying the water cannon guy now? And they'd be like, he gets $27.50 an hour. And I'm like, I'll fucking double it and I'll put it right back in your pocket. I just need a few hours. I would get up there. I would look for anyone wearing, let's say, Bruce Springsteen t-shirt. They'd probably be like, there'd be, they'd find me. I'd find them. Like, they're guys. I might start with the elderly women because they'd fly the furthest when I hit them with the cannon. You know what I mean? And there's something, I don't know why, the 19-year-old dude or chick I can almost tolerate, but the 73-year-old woman, I'm like, you're going to die soon. This is it?
That's all you want left?
You're taking this shit all the way to the tomb, huh? Yeah. I feel that way about Jane Fonda. Like, oh, hold on. She's going to bitch about America. Like, she's literally going to, when she's in her hospital bed clinging to life and she can no longer have enough breath so we can hear her, she's going to get a steno pad down and write USA sucks and like just hold it up before she dies because she can no longer speak. Like, I would love to operate that fucking water cannon.
It's like, move over Nitro from American Gladiators. I'm going to take this guy on. Yeah. It's funny. I see the dye.
I would dress like Nitro.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hell yeah. I see the guys with the dye in the water cannon, and I bet the protesters come back and go, well, there was chemicals inside of it. Like, well, RFK was trying to tell you guys, take it out of the food, take it out of the water.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Someone's just going to have to get shot and killed again. But that doesn't stop them, actually. You're right. I keep saying we need another Kent State type situation. Maybe 5 this time. All right, what do you got in the news? Oh, first, I don't know why, but Rudy's a comedian. People get accused of stealing jokes. I would like to see Shane Gillis's joke first, if I could do this. Shane Gillis joke came up on my feed. I like Shane, and I think he's funny. And I was just like, if there's a clip of Shane Gillis that's 3 minutes, I'll watch it, or 2 minutes, because I like it. So here it is from, it's about 5 years old. It's like, that sounds familiar. And it sounds familiar because 20, let's see, I did the math, like 20 years ago or 21 years ago, I used to write these bits called 1780s Guy. It was interstitial when I was doing a late night show. I don't know if you ever saw 1780s Guy. I probably showed it to you. Yeah. And I was like, that joke sounds familiar. And it's interesting. I don't think Shane stole that joke, but this is the joke from 21 years ago that I wrote.
That was Adam Explains Genital Piercing to 1780s Guy. Huh? And now, Adam Explains to 1780s Guy. The Special Olympics.
And they race them? I don't.
That was Adam Explains the Special
Olympics. Same punchline,
Yeah.
and they race them. And it's also, the premise is the same in that you're explaining it to somebody, but that's the way the human mind works.
Yeah, the parallel thinking there, especially for a joke writer, is race it's one syllable, it's easy, everybody knows what it is. Swimming's a little too hard. Plus, I don't think
and they race them as sort of implies too that you bet on like horses and dogs and stuff like you race camels. Like it implies for our sport and we race things for sport and entertainment. Swimming is not really, we don't gamble on it or whatever. But anyway, same joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Funny.
Great minds. It is a good joke.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got in the news?
Joe Rogan back. Excuse me. I'm going to screw this up. I hate this. This is the other thing I've asked about. The blue. Have you noticed that? Do they print this off in blue and then you hit it with the highlighter and then you can't see it? I can never see it. Yes. I got to do. I should be more on top of this. Joe Rogan backs Spencer Pratt's L.A. mayor campaign. The reality star is hoping to unseat Karen Bass, who is running for re-election. Even though Joe Rogan now lives in Texas, he still has thoughts on who he wants to be the next mayor of Los Angeles.
Well, let's hear it.
For sure. Listen, man, I'm voting for you. I can't vote for you, but I'm rooting for you. I mean, if I lived in Los Angeles, no question whatsoever, I would vote for you.
So here's the deal. People go, Spencer Pratt, what's that guy know about running Los Angeles? What does he know about governance? What does he know about running a major city? What does he know? He's a reality star. And my answer is, I don't give a fuck. He doesn't have bad ideas. So I don't think people really fully understand this. There's like two ways you can govern. There's three options. There is the way I would like, all right, potholes and red light arrows and traffic and all the stuff, homelessness or whatever. First off, I like his stance. Spencer's going to be on this show. I like his stance on everything, but that's fine. Then there's another way you can govern. You can be inept and just kind of be like, I don't know anything about fixing potholes or whatever. But then there's a third category, which is I like potholes. And that's what we got now. We have a bunch of Marxist, socialist, fucking retards that are tearing this place down. I wish they were just inexperienced or inept. They have an agenda, and it's not what you want. And so it's basically like saying, who would you like to decorate your home? And I would say the finest decorator with the most exquisite taste in the land. And then you'd go, okay. What about a person that had no experience decorating? I'd go, well, I don't know. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe they'll still pick out a nice sofa, All right. What about a horrible, destructive decorator? It's like, no, that's going to fuck my house up. So I don't want that person. Yeah, but the horrible, destructive decorator has a lot of experience. And I'd go, I experience fucking up people's houses. I'll take anyone off the street over Karen Bass or over Nithya Raman. Mm-hmm. Nithya Raman wants to tear down beloved tree houses, pull down U-turn signs in gay cruising zones, and blame Toyota for catalytic converter theft. That means she's dumb. Her priorities have nothing to do with me. Meaning, here's what I'm saying. All right, it's perfectly fine. Nithya Raman is the odds-on favorite right now. Okay, here's what I want. With my example, so her thing is I want to go down to the gay pride area and rip down no cruising signs, and then I want to yell at Toyota for making a catalytic converter too easy to steal. Okay, but I'm also going to tear down that treehouse that everyone in the neighborhood loves. It's been there for 20 years. Okay, under my regime of the person who just doesn't know anything, treehouse stays, gay U-turn sign stays too. They're not doing anything. But she's doing the opposite. I want the treehouse up, bitch. Mm-hmm. You're tearing it down. So you got a lot of experience tearing shit down and fucking up this city. I'll take no experience fucking up this city. I'll take a person who goes, the treehouse, yeah. Does it hurt anybody? No. The people enjoy it? Yeah. Well, why are we talking about it? Mm-hmm. That's what I'll take. And why are there U-turn signs on Hyperion? Well, gay guys cruise up and down and they do a U-turn and then they cruise up and down and then they meet their gay partner and they bang on people's shrubs. And I'd go, well, I don't want them doing that, so leave the fucking sign up.
Yeah, you know where they could do that? In a treehouse.
Right.
Keep it up.
take the sign and point it toward the treehouse.
Yes.
Leave the fucking U-turn sign up and leave the treehouse up because it's really got nothing to do with me because I got to work on potholes.
Yeah. I've heard this 3 times already. People go, you mean the guy from The Hills? The guy from the reality star? Well, yeah, of course he wasn't mayor material back in 2001 when he was filming this.
By the way,
he grew into it.
First off, I've seen what all the politicians with all the pedigrees are up to. They're fucking shit. Half of them are lawyers. Half of them went to an Ivy League school, and they're fucking shit. Oh, Nithya Raman. Nithya Raman went to Harvard, and she's fucking retarded. She's a retarded person who got a brain rack. She's part of the, what is she, the socialist? She's a
Democratic socialist.
She's a democratic socialist that got her brain scrambled in Harvard. And you want to let her loose on the city? I'd rather have a dude who just grew up fucking skimboarding in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm the dude. You want the dude from the Man Show? I don't care. Everyone's from somewhere. Everyone did something. These people are actively destroying Los Angeles. They're actively doing it. I'd rather have a guy with 0 experience.
Actually, looking at Nithya Raman's bio here, first line is, she's an American urban planner. But she's not planning any builds, just destruction.
Her urban planning is taking down tree houses that people like. Taking down U-turn signs
and
so
didn't
homos
she
can't
just
cruise.
vote against the homeless encampment cleanup thing? She won't tear those down.
She doesn't want to tear any of that down. And there's a great tape of her, I think, somewhere sort of going, well, what's the difference? Someone said, look, the homeless encampments can't be within 500 feet of a school. And she's like, what's the difference? I have no she's a fucking communist. So, would you rather have a guy working in your warehouse who didn't know, who wasn't an expert at driving a forklift, but would learn, or at least had a good attitude about wanting to drive the forklift as best they can, or somebody who knew how to operate a forklift but was going to destroy your factory with it by ramming everything?
Yeah, if anything, take a look around, and when somebody does give a suggestion, not poo-poo it right away. Not just shit it down every single time somebody goes, well, maybe somebody has a better idea. It feels like every time.
Her ideas are shit.
Yeah.
And they're going to be shit, and it's not a coincidence. These aren't coin toss situations. Their plans are bad, destructive plans. They've been in charge for too long, and that's why people are moving. So this stay the course thing is totally insane to me. All right, what's your next story?
Rosie O'Donnell reacted to the sexual misconduct allegations against former Democratic Congressman and California gubernatorial candidate Eric Swalwell in a video. Here you go.
Let me just say this with her. I don't know if she did this or not. You can't have you without filters on and then you with a filter on that makes you look like Pippi Longstocking. It's too jarring.
Yeah.
The real Rosie's got deep crow's feet and crevices and cracks all over her face. And then there's this one that makes her look like Pippi Longstocking. And I just say you can't toggle back and forth. You got to just pick a lane. Mm-hmm. It's too jarring. All right, here we go.
Country when you're there. You can't help but feel it. Now, can we talk a little bit about Eric Swalwell?
Okay.
I know that guy. In the what kind of way? Spoke to him on the phone a couple times. Donated money to him, I believe.
Good for you. Good girl.
Talked about him in some public appearances years ago about how I believed in him and
sure, because he hates Trump.
And two
He wants to
kids
destroy California.
Standing up to all those people when he, berates them for their moralist behavior. And then all this comes out about him.
Uh-oh.
And
hold on a second. Are we at the point where we just have to film? Everyone's just going to film themselves talking about it? So I used to like the Star Wars series, but then that one came out that I didn't like. So I don't like it now.
Every opinion needs to be shared.
Yeah, okay. This is a guy you gave money because he's a Democrat and you have a lot of money and and he hates Trump. So you got fooled by him, but then he did something bad. and now I don't like him. Okay, let me get my steno pad out, bitch.
That's how
Let's
it works.
see. So you're all for the guy pre-rape, but then he turns into a rapist, and not so much. I think. Well, we got to hear her out. Maybe she's going to surprise us at the end saying, I gave him more money.
It's heartbreaking to me.
Oh.
And I wrote him. I wrote him a little message, and I said, Bill Clinton broke my heart, and now you did too. The conclusion I've come to, men suck.
Oh, well, now hold on a second. First off, what does she care about men? But number two, if Bill Clinton broke your heart in 1996, and then you get to 2026 with Swalwell, that's a pretty good run. You know what I mean? That's not too shabby. It's like a factory saying, last injury 32 years ago.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't know when Clinton, I'm not sure, I can't remember the Clinton year, around 96, I'll say. But the whole point is she had she put together 30 years.
Not bad. Also, I don't trust anybody who wears snowman shirts outside of December.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like wearing a Rams hat outside of the season. Knock that shit off.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What? You mean Green Bay hat. You mean
well,
Rams.
I'm trying to be topical here.
Okay.
Locational, yeah.
All right, so let's hear. So she's had her heart broken. She wrote him a note. Can you imagine?
Oh.
Rosie's got a note for you. I'd be like, all right. Here we go.
Men suck. The way that they are physiologically, they can't sort of control their sexual urges.
Okay.
She's got a little Trump in her. Urges.
This is what I find.
That she finds.
And all of these things now coming out.
I think we got a pretty good handle on our sexual urges around Rosie, though, don't we? I feel like I can tamp mine down.
Yeah. Her, Lena Dunham. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you probably experience a fair bit less harassment than the average gal.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
But she's right. The guys have urges. There's a biological thing. I don't know. If you can just be born gay, why can't you be born with urges?
Yeah, I agree.
She's a born gay arguer. I'm an urges arguer.
Yeah.
I got urges, babe.
There's an old David Cross bit where he talks about how, they took down a bunch of statues in museums that depicted penises because children might get aroused. And he was like, I don't know. I've been walking through my entire life, not pulling my dick out at museums. Just leave it up. I know everybody has urges. You know what we do? That's why there's the internet, and we go back to our houses and we wait till our girlfriends go to bed, and then we go downstairs in the basement and we take care of that.
I got a note from my doctor saying I could fly with my urges and that I could actually use my urges like they'll do with indigenous people can do peyote. I'm sort of urge grandfathered in, so I'm allowed to apply my urges. One more story.
All right. So remember when Great Britain was the most wealthy empire on earth? Well, now Alabama is even richer than them. British people thought they were very wealthy. Sure, yeah, New York, California, and Texas might be a little bit wealthier, but the average Brit makes a little bit more than people in Mississippi, Arkansas, and Indiana. When it comes to actual wealth in the great empire that was once Great Britain, they rank 51st, so less than all of our states in the United States.
Europe is dying like Canada is going to die. Like these sort of formally thriving white nations are just fucking destroying their culture and their nation, and they're just going to fucking die on the vine. And everyone is like, that's racist. And like, well, maybe it is. Go ahead. You fucking ruined it. They ruined. Canada's getting ruined. Poland and Hungary aren't really going for this shit, but the Brits, they're all just going down to Canada. Australia's fucked themselves up. Like, they're all just going to go down that road.
Start handing out the Magna Carta again at school. Be like, let's follow this shit. This is when this all started. We were great back in the day.
Yeah. All right, you got one more?
Yeah, we can do one more real quick. Let's see. So, RFK, we are making foster care great again. If you remember, Biden excluded Christian families from the foster care system, excluding an entire class of people because of their religious beliefs. It was told that, and told states to actually pass laws refusing families who had certain religious beliefs, mainly Christianity. Before, it was one child for every one home. Now, because of excluding Christians, it's now become 2 children for every one home, and now we are taking that out of the equation and starting to go back and allowing more Christian people to be able to foster children. I don't understand why that's a problem.
It's a problem because if you foster a 9-year-old, you have to agree that you'll pay to get his dick cut off if he feels like his dick is haunted.
Yeah.
And if you don't sign up for the dick cutting off, if you don't agree with mutilating kids that are severely troubled mentally, if you don't agree to mutilate their bodies, then you can't be the custodian of them. Yeah, and by the way, next thing you know, you're going to be talking about the 10 Commandments at dinner. Please.
Yeah.
We don't want any of that. We want fucking heretic, lunatic, fucking lefty LGBT nut jobs who were molested their whole fucking life, whose brains are scrambled to hurry up and inject a bunch of hormones into these people so they can scramble the kids. And if they're gay, they got to find them there's Kenner makes a toy called My First Cock, and they have to go down to the 3rd toy aisle at the Target that's in San Francisco that Gavin Newsom mandated. We need a gender neutral toy aisle, and you got to go buy My First Cock and then bring it home and teach them how to suck it when they're 9. Otherwise, you can't foster a kid. That's Joe Biden, everybody. But to be fair, it's not Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a brain-dead, old fucking grifter. It's the young fuck who's setting the agenda, who did the white supremacy. Remember, white supremacists, the biggest problem we have is the Christian nationalists and the white supremacists, right? So we have to declare an invisible war on them as if they're fucking problem. And we're not going to talk about the transgender community shooting up schools or any of that, because that flies in the face of all our shit. Focus, January 6th, and Christians.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Joe Biden's a piece of shit. And his cabinet was a piece of shit, too. And I don't know why he gets this Uncle Joe, steady old guy. Bullshit.
Yeah.
These guys were destructive. And a lot of their policies were basically like, fuck anyone up who disagrees with us, tap their phone, get them thrown off the internet. Anything that has to do with COVID, fuck them up. There's an alternative opinion. And if you believe in Christ and you want to raise your kid in a sane environment, and no, you don't believe in cutting off 9-year-olds' genitalia, then we're going to fucking declare war on you. Good job, folks. I guess that's when the adults got back into the room. Remember the adults who got back into the room? That was an addled old grifter who used the auto pen and let everyone else make all the fucking decisions. That was whose cabinet was a fucking rogues gallery of DEI hires who were completely incompetent. That's the adults. That's their version of adults entering back into the room.
Yeah. Well, luckily people are catching on because his $300,000 speaking engagements are now going out the window. They're not bringing him in like they used to. So
he doesn't do speaking engagements. He does gibberish engagements. All right, you got some news there, Rudy?
Yeah, let's do it, huh?
Let's do it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom's characterizations of his humble origins are raising some eyebrows, given his family ties to the late billionaire heir Gordon Getty. During a recent appearance, Newsom recounted that his mother, who divorced from his father when he was young, hustled when he was growing up. I love it. Yeah, my mom was 19, pregnant, and divorced a few years later with 2 kids. Came from no money and just hustled. Worked hard, grinding every single day, 2.5 jobs, no bullshit. We had roommates all the time because she couldn't afford the rent. And throughout his career, Newsom has told similar hardscrabble stories about living in poverty, about the time that for example, he claimed to have slept on the couch while his sister slept in a hallway because his mother had to rent out the spare bedroom.
It's kind of interesting. I was thinking sort of the mindset on this. Newsom grew up with privilege. His dad was a judge. His dad was a judge that was pretty favorable to the Getty family, and then later on became in charge of the Getty Trust of like $4 billion or whatever. So his dad was a heavy hitter lawyer.
Oh my God, this
judge, rich guy. And that's where he came from, Bay Area. Look, there's certain indicators, and people should just know the indicators. Like, if you open a winery at 25, you probably have some money, some family, some backing, or what have you. But I was kind of trying to picture the psychodynamic of it, and we'll hear him. Let's listen to him, and then I'll tell you what I think.
But also, it was also about paying the bills, man.
Yeah, man.
And it was just like hustling. and so I was out there kind of raising myself. Turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack Bob story.
Come on. Macaroni and cheese. Come on.
Are you talking about me?
Yo, YG.
YG,
But
man.
every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms fall off.
Come on, man.
The whole thing.
All right.
And then,
so you know what I realized? Obviously, he grew up with privilege.
Sure.
And is Nancy Pelosi and the whole thing. And okay, fine. Dad. Okay. You can do a bullshit thing where your parents got divorced, but if your dad is handling the Getty Trust for $4 billion, you're fine.
Doing okay.
Now, here's what I realized, though, as I was trying to really think about it. He claims he was this. Like, he grew up this way. He grew up this way. I don't know what. We'll play a clip of him. Here's him talking to me about growing up with a single mom. Let's put it to you this way.
You want to talk some more?
Everyone wants to talk about an even playing field. I tell people there's no such thing as an even playing field. Some people grow up with rich people. Some people grow up, their dads own factories they can work at. Some people grow up poor. I grew up poor. I don't know where you grew up, somewhere in between.
Mama worked 2 jobs, and we were a foster family. And
some people, So everyone grew up somewhere different. Sometimes your ethnicity holds you back.
And by the way, in a divorced household where my mother stepped up and stepped in, and just because my dad wasn't there didn't mean I had no damn chance. There were other factors.
Well, he was there for a while.
He was there for a year and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
When did he cut out?
I was an 18-year-old pregnant mother, had me at 19, my sister at 20, and they were divorced a year and a half later. And now he still played a role in our lives.
All right, so he grew up hard scrabble rich.
Yeah.
Okay. But as I was thinking about this, I was like, all right, let's try to figure out this dynamic. You can clear the screen if you like. I grew up poor. And I didn't grow up like poor sharecropper poor. I grew up about as poor as you could be in the 70s in Los Angeles, which is not Kansas in the 20s. Mm-hmm. That was a different kind of poor. That's
Dust Bowl.
Yeah, waiting long lines wearing dress shoes.
Yeah.
Poor with dress shoes.
Yeah.
Now we have poor with Air Jordans.
Yeah.
And that's a different kind of poor. So now there's poor with the smartphone and poor with cable and poor with Uber. Yeah. And, that's not really poor. But I grew up about as poor as you could be in sort of semi-modern Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And food stamps and welfare and that kind of stuff. And then I realized I have a totally different perspective on poor people. Like, poor people that I grew up with were fucking lazy and they're complainers. And my mom could have got a job, but she didn't really want a job. And she'd rather get welfare and food stamps and complain about the government. And most of the people I hung out with, their parents were kind of like, and they weren't exactly hustlers. They didn't work weekends. They like to smoke. They like to drink. They like to watch TV. Like, they were kind of poor for a reason.
Yeah.
Which is they didn't get their fucking hustle on. Like, they didn't make the hay while the sun was shining. Some of it was like substance abuse. Some of it was just kind of a basic low IQ, kind of dullard, kind of stupid, Part of it was like them kind of trying to game the system a lot, kind of get their hustle on a little bit, like I don't mean hustle like hustle movement. I mean like bullshit hustle. Like we would, if there was free spaghetti night at the church, we'd go down there. We didn't have any business getting free spaghetti at the church. My mom could have made spaghetti at home, but this was free.
Sure.
So why not stand in line? Lots of like tell the school to get the lunch tickets and all that shit. But as far as I could tell, a lot of underachieving bullshitters who drank a little too much, who had a couple of vices, who gambled a little even though they had no business gambling, and kind of were more into fixing up their own chopper than paying for their kids' braces or saving up for college.
Sure.
It was on them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are fucking dumb and you're lazy and you're depending on the government to bail you out, but it's not because you're not able-bodied. You're just fucking dumb and lazy and you don't fucking want to do anything. Like you're not, and sort of narcissistic. Like, just like, hey man, I could go do this and go do that on a Saturday, but I want to hang around and have a beer and relax.
Yeah. You know, when people will say things like they'll look at maybe somebody who is 50 years old will see another person who's 50 years old and they'll go, oh my God, do I look that old? And you're like, no, you look older than that.
Right.
I would love for people to hear people talk about the race to the bottom. I grew up hard scrabble. I grew up with this. I grew up with that. And then afterwards play them the tape and go, by the way, you sound like that, but way more whiny.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they just go, oh shit, I sound like an asshole?
So the thing about Newsom is I was trying to break it down in my head when he was lying about his hard scrabble. He did not grow up that way. So he may have a sympathy for these people because he doesn't know them.
Sure.
And so the people that don't know these people are constantly like, these are hardworking, proud people who are just looking for a hand up, not a hand. No, they're fucking lazy people who want the government to fucking pay them and then complain nonstop about rich people not paying their taxes when they don't pay jack shit for taxes or do anything for anybody. I know them. They're not proud. They're fucking dumb. They're dumb and they're basically lazy and they do a lot of pushing off on the government and the people, like sort of blaming the old man or the lady or the whatever. They do a lot of externalizing. They're fucking lazy and they're not very motivated and they don't have much ingenuity at all. They're just like, fuck, they're not here to do anything but take care of themselves, and that's how they roll. And then their kids, because they're not being taken care of, essentially just drift off early, and they drop out of high school, and they smoke early, and they drink early, and they get shitty jobs, and they follow the trajectory because there was no guardrails, there's no college savings, there's no tutelage, there's no guidance, there's this. As a matter of fact, the kids are like a liability, and they want those kids to get the fuck out of the house so they don't have to deal with somebody who wants food. They don't want mac and cheese all the time, So I got a front row seat to these people, and there's nothing proud about them at all. And it's not just me. My friends' parents were like, I was just saying how I was saying yesterday, my best friend, Chris' dad, I mean, we live in an apartment together. His dad had to come stay with us for a month before he checked himself into prison. And he was like 48. You know what I mean? Like, these are fuck up losers. Not proud anything. Yeah. They're fucking grifters who'll take as much free shit as they can get their fucking hands on.
There's nothing sadder than seeing the mom and dad with the goddamn sign at the end of the exit ramp, and they got two little kids with them. And every time I'm like, you are showing those kids the worst possible. You never want to end up like this. And why are you showing them that this is an example of how you get by?
Yes.
It's awful.
But I realize Newsom never saw that because he's lying. He's lying about this, like Kamala Harris has to lie about working at McDonald's. Lie about hard scrabble because that's their constituency. And in their world, somehow, in order to do something for black people, you have to talk black or keep hot sauce in your purse or some sort of bullshit. Hey, man, I lived on mac and cheese, man. I played basketball, man. I love Fat Albert. Man, I I love that cartoon, Fat Albert. Ooh, yeah. So he's full of shit. He doesn't know it, and he thinks these people need it. I lived it. I saw it. They don't need it. Like, he sent out I think it's one of your stories about Snap getting cut off or whatever.
Yep.
He sent out a tweet last night, Newsom did, about 40 million people going to be not denied access to food. But I love the denied access.
Yeah.
Denied access to food. So you get yourself an In-N-Out burger, someone's going to slap it out of your hands from the government.
There's that word literally again.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah, so it says Donald Trump is literally dancing in Asia while 40 million people lose access to food. You don't lose access to food. You lose access to me buying you food.
Yeah.
You can go get your own food. Hey, Dawson, you're eating right now.
Yep.
Did I buy you that food?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. You work here. Did I remove access for you to get that food?
Nope.
No, you bought that food with your money. That's your food.
Well,
there's not access. Everyone has access to food, just like you have access to birth control if you work at Hobby Lobby. Now, Hobby Lobby may not buy your birth control, but you still have access.
Maybe access is one of his words, though. Remember, he said these people don't have access to checking accounts.
Right. So here's the thing. Why do I have access to everything, and these people have access to nothing? First off, these 40 million people, 37 million of them are morbidly obese. They're all fat.
Yeah.
These people have access to fat reserves that are going to keep them going for at least 5 days.
Oh, God.
At least. A fucking 48-hour fast would be the best thing that ever happened to these lazy fat asses. Number one. So they don't have access to food. Okay, so let's cut them off. Do they wither and die on the vine? I'll bet they find a way to eat.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm optimistic that way. Yeah. But I wrote they should explore the possibility of getting their own food. I know it sounds crazy. And I know, see, Democrats, and especially Newsom, looks at himself as a zookeeper, and they're the animals, and he's in charge of slopping the animals, and they will perish if he doesn't slop them. What he doesn't understand is they can go out and hunt and get their own food, and he's not the zookeeper, and they're not in cages. They have free will.
Yeah. Every time somebody talks about universal health care and they go, it's the right, that's why we'll never get universal health care. I saw a woman the other day drinking a Nestle's chocolate milk, like the half gallon of it, drinking it at a bus stop while simultaneously smoking a cigarette while being 85 pounds overweight. And I thought, maybe that's the reason right there. Like, we can't take care of ourselves. Maybe
Cannot
that's it.
judge. So 40 million people are not going to have access to food. I've never, again, I've been poor. You find food.
Yeah.
Like I found it at my friend's house a lot of times. You figure it out. Just like if you're homeless, you find a place to live unless you're a junkie, in which case you don't. Do we have Josh Gardner? We can work it out, by the way. I haven't heard the song in a while. I like it, but it kind of reminds me of AOC talking about what the Indians do.
We can make it work. We can make it happen. Every man, woman, and child throughout the land. Gotta do our part. Gotta love our brother, man. We all got to get together, lend a helping hand. Blacks are good at sports, Jews at making money, and Greek folks used to be good at a lot of things. Swedish chicks are hot, French folks are saucy, and Puerto Ricans boogie to that crazy beat. Albanians love sheep, Hispanics love relaxing. And Irish people value good times over family.
All right, we got it. They value good times over family.
Mm-hmm. Great line, man. Great line.
Yeah.
One of the things talking about, people.
All right, wait. Let's hear AOC again because that reminds me we can work it out. Yeah. So basically, the Indians boogie to their own crazy beat.
So funny.
Is essentially what goes on. She's great. All right, here it is. Let's see.
This city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island.
Jesus Christ. Fucking just talk. Just go do something. Would you fucking build something? All right. It's weird, but it's attractive.
Yeah.
It's people like the process.
Yeah. Yeah, because you look at everybody behind her just nodding their heads the whole time. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they hate that. It's part of the reason also it's two parts. A, they love process. They love to talk about stuff, but they get really shamed and agitated if you just start building shit without them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like anyone is so the ballroom fucks them up. They don't like Trump in his ballroom, and they're so agitated because if you really think about it, what's the ballroom? I don't know. It's a ballroom that they need because they used to do shit in a tent with wet grass, and then Trump's donors are going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So your thing as a Democrat should be, I don't know, knock yourself out.
Sure.
Also, I don't know what Trump is. Is Trump 79? Like, he's going to turn 80? He's going to be out of there at 83?
Mm-hmm.
How much ballroom use is that guy going to really get? You know, I mean, I don't know. You can look it up. But the ballroom is going to take 2 years to finish.
Yeah.
And he's 80. So how much of this is going to be used by him?
Yeah.
I would say future generations will probably be able to use the ballroom more than him. But you should be neither here nor there on the ballroom, but they get agitated. And I've definitely experienced this with roommates where you go like, why don't we clean up? You know, and they go, I'm not going to, you go, fine, I'll start. And you start cleaning around them and they get pissy.
Oh, yeah.
They get really shitty.
Yeah.
Like when the room was finished in the basement.
Yeah.
Because it shames them.
Yeah, it shames them. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the ultimate troll to add something onto the White House that's going to stand the test of time. And it's going to be a giant reminder, a big, F you to everybody who hated that guy. Did you see the video he posted the other day of him flying the fighter jet, dropping shit all over the No Kings protesters?
Yeah.
Like, the guy they should teach a class on how to troll people, and they would just be all of the stuff that he posts.
I think they will. 2000, hold on. Experts interviewed with New York Times described a proposed timetable for the completion of 2029 is optimistic. So not 2 years, then like 4 years is optimistic. Trump's going to be out of office and well into his 80s, so I don't know how much booging to that crazy beat he's going to be doing in that ballroom.
Yeah.
That'll just be for other people.
Yeah. Let's move on. Laugh Factory Chicago manager arrested for allegedly interfering with ICE. A manager at the Laugh Factory Chicago was arrested by mass federal agents, and the wild encounter with law enforcement was caught on video. Night manager Nathan
You ever
Griffin,
been there?
I have been there. I've met Nate real quick in passing. I don't know him very well. I mean, seriously, we shook hands real quick. I don't really know him, and he meets a million people a day. But yeah, I saw this the other day.
Is that in downtown Chicago?
Maybe it was downtown. They do talk about how this was definitely in Chicago. It happened in front of his mother, who was in town visiting, but doesn't give an exact. You know what? Actually, it said it was outside of the club. That was the first report that I had seen. It's not in this from TMZ.
Nate white guy or Nate Hispanic guy?
Nate white guy.
Oh, okay.
Beard. Yeah.
Okay, so they're doing battle with ICE.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as anything happening without women screaming what's going on. Women Women are going nuts.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. You know, it's funny. The guy who's being handcuffed and zip-tied and tackled is not making a peep. But every woman around is screaming at the top of their lungs, what the fuck are you doing? It's crazy. So that's him on the ground?
That's him on the ground.
Now, how did he get to there?
You know, they don't show that in the video, but from what some of the reports were with that is that he was interfering with law enforcement while they were possibly interrogating somebody or making an arrest, and that's where that was the first initial meeting that he had with police officers and ICE, and then this is where it ended up. But they don't show, there's no video that shows before that.
There's something going on, and I think we need to put a PSA out, because we haven't really gotten the message. If you fuck around with cops or ICE or uniform, whatever, they just take you down.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we have a lot of bravado. It's sort of like every once in a while you see a blonde chick slap a black dude, and it's like, he's going to counter that with a stiff right cross. Like, I know you think nothing's going to happen because you're a girl and he's a guy and he's not going to, and we're in public. He's going to.
Yeah.
So don't do it. And there's a weird thing. Women have more than men, which I keep seeing, which is they run up to the ICE guy and they start shoving him and screaming and stuff like, bitch, you're going down to the asphalt.
Yeah.
And then when you go down to the asphalt, don't scream what's going on.
You're surprised by it.
I like the surprise part. I would never be surprised if I tried to fight a cop. So if you get in on them and you start pushing on them or blocking them or whatever, then you go to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can go, why are they there? Oh, I don't know. Well, what right do they have to be there? I don't know. Well, is it good or bad or right or wrong that they're there? That's all a secondary question.
Yeah.
It's the first part where you push on them. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You'll go down to the ground. And then they'll go, why? And it's like, well, because you pushed on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll go, but they weren't even, they're in the wrong building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you pushed on them. So now you're on the ground.
Yeah, I think if you play the video a little bit more, you'll actually see, I think the women that are in this video go a little bit more bonkers than what they already are. Like, they kind of really start to...
That's
You
good.
can bring it up, yeah.
So there's two people on the ground.
There's two people on the ground. I don't know if the one is, because he was with his mom, and I don't know if one of them was his mom that was on the ground with him.
I don't know. I don't think my mom would ever jump in.
Oh, yeah, not a chance.
Grab my phone. Call them up. You're letting this happen? You're just as much a fuck.
Everybody is fighting! We have to go to you. Why are you doing this? Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him?
Where are we taking him? He's going to Honduras to open a comedy club. He's going to open for Jose Feliciano in Honduras. Where are you taking him? He'll be fine.
Yeah. In a post that came up by Nathan's brother-in-law, they put out a GoFundMe for legal fees.
Hold on. I would like to hear the chick scream a little more.
Oh.
Or just a little more. That's okay. I love women screaming. Women are so miserable now. It's so sad. That's all our fault.
Yeah, in a GoFundMe that was posted by his brother-in-law for legal fees, it turns out that after 4 hours after being detained, he did pop up in FBI custody. Where he's at now, it doesn't say.
He's at the Zanies in Guadalajara. He's open to Zanies in Guadalajara.
Yeah. Should we go on to Zohan Mamdani's?
Yeah.
Dude. So this...
I love this guy.
Oh, my God. This guy.
I love him.
Unbelievable. So Zoran Mamdani's dad claims that Nazis took direct cues from the United States. Mamdani, 34, has often credited his father.
To people? Why? Why do people listen to their dads? I thought the whole point, it's like, you think I'd do anything that Jim Carolla did or told me to do? I'm like, I'd do the opposite of what that guy said to do.
I've always said, I figured it out early on. If I just do exactly opposite of the people in my life while growing up, I'll be successful. And so far, things are working out.
I did the same thing. I was like, if I just do the opposite of what Rudy's dad would do, I'll be a success. But I have a West Coast version of that, which is Jim Carolla. And I'm going to just do the opposite of what he would do. He wasn't even a bad guy, but he wasn't successful at all. So I was like, I'll just do the opposite. But this is Zoram's dad. What about his aunt, though, who was forced not to ride the subways? That was my favorite story.
So this is where he said that his aunt
we'll listen to the dad for a second.
Yeah.
I love it. He's a good guy.
America is the genesis of what we call settler colonialism. Mm-hmm. And the American model was exported all around the world. Abraham Lincoln generalized the solution of reservations. They herded American Indians into separate territories. For the Nazis, this was the inspiration. Hitler realized two things. One, that genocide was doable.
All right, pause it. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but what are you doing here if it's so bad? Yeah. If everything's so bad all the time and your native Uganda is a miracle wonderland where it's Xanadu, where people and unicorns frolic, then just fucking go there. Yeah. Just go there then. I really, not for me, for you. It's so much better. It's so much better. Just go there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I love the aunt. I love Zoran's aunt, who the poor woman was scared to ride the subway with the hijab on.
Yeah.
Because it is a great story. Yeah. It's great.
It's funny because he had basically said it seems like she was the real victim of 9/11 who was scared of taking the bus while wearing her hijab.
Right. But let's just... All right, just play it for a second. Let's say.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
Good. Let's talk to them. What's going on, Muslims? New York City. It's getting emotional.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Okay, let me just say this. We do this thing. It's like, by the way, his aunt didn't live in New York, didn't wear a hijab, and wasn't here during that time period.
Yeah, you want to feel unsafe? Wear a Blue Jays hat down to the Dodger Stadium today. That's a feeling of unsafe.
She was in Tanzania or something, I think. I can't read it from here. But she wasn't in the country. She wasn't on the subway. She didn't have a job. But other than that, it's a perfectly accurate story. Just like Kamala Harris is, working at McDonald's, and Gavin growing up hard scrabble. It's a great parable, except for it never happened.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. After 9/11, there was a lot of hey, there's a thing where some guy driving a Ram truck yelled at a guy in a 7-Eleven because he was wearing a turban. It's like, did he put his hands on him? No. It's really not that bad, considering 3,000 people are dead and, the towers are gone.
Sure.
I feel like as a nation, I don't know what you're expecting, but I don't know that the Middle East folks would have done much better. And here's all I'm saying. If I was just living in Iraq and they had a financial center with two big skyscrapers and the Rams team plane flew into it and took them both down. And then I was like, why can't I wear my Rams hat on the subway the next day?
Yeah.
Someone would go, because you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I go, why not? I wasn't flying that plane. I can't wear my Rams hat. No, I just for a couple months.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, man. By the way, I would be torn apart limb from limb if I put my Rams hat on and went down to the subway in Tehran the next morning. So this thing, now obviously this never happened, so he's just a fucking liar. More victim shit, more sympathy shit. I get it. That's how you run. You run on pretending you're poor and pretending you're a victim. Zoran has to pretend he's poor and he's a victim at the same time. He's rich and he's not a victim, and your aunt didn't even fucking live here. But keep lying. And by the way, the people that vote for this guy, you should have thoughts about continuous lying.
Yeah, they're okay with it when he lies. But when Trump lies, when anybody else on the right lies, now they're the worst people. I can't believe that people vote for these people. Put them into power.
Also, there's a weird thing. I don't mind the lie that said you won the golf championship at the club.
Yeah.
Or you're all Central Valley or something in high school or something. I don't like it. I don't mind it for some reason. The victim lie bothers me more. And I don't know why, but my aunt couldn't wear the hijab. Also, first off, you can take a cab for 3 months.
Sure.
You don't have to ride the subway. Also, nobody did anything to your aunt. Oh, by the way, your aunt didn't ride the subway, but if she did, no one would have put hands on her. Yes, maybe she got a look. Okay, I'd say it's a small price to pay.
Yeah. I had a guy this weekend tell me that at the age of 17 went on tour playing for Earth, Wind, and Fire, and then was also a colonel in the Army. I'm like, wow, they give you enough time from Earth, Wind, and Fire to go work your way up the ranks of the U.S. military. And he was like, yep, totally happened. I was like, you do realize, dude, it's a easy Google search to find out.
I know.
But I don't even care. Who cares? I know it's bullshit, but it was a fun lie.
They found Zoran's aunt, his only aunt, was living in Tanzania and not wearing a hijab in 10 minutes and then put it up. I don't know why. But again, I don't know. You said you worked at McDonald's. It's discernible.
Yeah.
Not bothersome that you didn't.
No.
All right. We will take a little break. Eric Trump is going to join us. Rudy, you got dates. La Jolla Comedy Store coming up.
Yeah.
November 7th to the 9th. And then Heavy Rotation Brewing in Minnesota or Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis. Yeah, it'll be a good one. That's a Black Friday. So right after Thanksgiving.